Okay, so today I'm going to try something new. I'm going to do a video review for two reasons. One, which I'll explain in a second, and the second because I want to try and see how these work. So today I will be reviewing Batman Chronicles Volume One. So as I said in my All-Star Superman review, I'm a big Batman fan. I have probably between 300 and 400 Batman comics, and the main series, which is just called Batman, I have over 200 of just that itself. But the problem is when you get into, like, it's 700 issues long, and when you get into, before issue 300, which is from I think like the 70s, and it gets into the 60s, the price goes up. The cheapest I've actually ever seen is I saw an issue 19 once that was $125, which I don't have, but luckily these Batman Chronicles collect, as it says on the top, every Batman story in exact chronological order, which is really nice. So this is the first one. It contains Detective Comics 27 through 38 and Batman #1. So I got this so I could add to my collection, and I read it, and the second reason I'm doing a video review today is because, frankly, the stories in here, the comics in here they're bad, they're terrible, because they were made, they were made over 70 years ago. Things have changed, Batman has changed, and so I didn't want to make just a plain review where I said, oh, this isn't very good, but I enjoy it. Just kind of wanted to go through, and because it's a comic book, I can show you all the pictures, so you know what I'm talking about. The first thing I noticed is that in this whole thing, this goes from May 1939 to, I believe, the spring of 1940. And Batman, we refer to him as Batman. In all of these issues, he's known as you can see here, he's known as the Batman, which is, it is what it is, the Batman. So that's that. Another thing, and I don't have any examples of this, they use the word weird and queer a lot. Like, every time they describe Batman, they say, ooh, the weird, because they open these stories with, the kind of prologue, the Batman, a mysterious and adventurous figure fighting for righteousness. And then later they say the weird Batman fighting for right and good. So they like to use the word, and every villain is weird, or this is a queer plan, or this is queer what's going on. One of the biggest things I noticed is, I don't know if anyone watching this has any knowledge of Batman, at least in the comics. But in the comics, he has one of the main points is that he refuses to kill anyone, and this comes up a lot in different stories, not all the time, but for example, Batman Hush, more recent, I think it was 2005. It came up about killing the Joker. Should he kill the Joker? Should he not kill the Joker? And he didn't, because he believes that, killing would make him the same as the villains. However, he doesn't have the same beliefs in this. In fact, he kills some people pretty brutally. For example, here's one. He's fighting with a guy in a room, and he jumps out the window, and the guy's like, the villain's like, I beat him, and the villain looks out the window, and Batman swings back, and as you can see, he breaks the guy's neck and kills him. There's a sickening snap as the neck breaks under the mighty pressure of Batman's foot. Geez, reading that, and then to add to that, so he has this line about as much as I hate to take human life, I'm afraid this time it's necessary. And then he proceeds to drape a rope around a guy's neck and hang him to death. Right there. So, oh, and then says he's probably better off this way, which is great. A lot of the things that are really Batman staples, the Batmobile, things like that, aren't in it. The Batmobile actually is in it, however, it's probably not what people are used to seeing. There's the Batmobile right there. Nice red, obvious car, you know, he'd drive around and I think the whole town would know it's Batman in that red car. He gets batarangs in the 3rd issue. Before that, he uses a lasso, like a cowboy lasso, which is equally weird. And then Robin appears in Detective Comics 38, which also is weird because I feel like, even though I personally know a lot of about Batman, I feel like if you read this, I mean, you know his parents got killed, you know he's got super strength and he's trained forever, but all you really know about him is he's Bruce Wayne, and he becomes Batman and fights crime. And then they add this character of Robin, which, not to Robin's fault, but I feel like instead of having one character you don't really know about, you have kind of 2 characters you don't really know about. Another thing is, with the tools, Batman, you know, doesn't have his usual, he actually has night vision goggles in one issue, which I don't know if they were even invented in 1939. They might have been, but I don't think, and the way Batman has them, they're like sunglasses. But Batman loves these pellets of gas. Every time he's stuck in a situation, he goes, oh, I'm going to throw these glass pellets of choking gas, might come in handy tonight. Like, that's his only weapon. He's got his lasso, he's got his batarangs, and he's got his choking glass pellets of choking glass, or choking gas, I should say. He also, strangely enough, has a girlfriend who we see in one issue. Her name's Julie. But then, this villain named the Cat appears, which could be probably lead into Catwoman. But she appears, she's like robbing these people. Batman stops her and then falls in love with her and lets her get away. And Robin's like, you let her get away because you're in love with her. And Batman, you're supposed to stop villains. So next time she robs something, that's your fault. The two actually good stories in here feature the Joker, who didn't appear till the first official Batman comic. I mean, looks exactly, it's just very strange to see, you know, in 70 years, he really hasn't changed that much. There he is, you know, looking very like the traditional interpretation of Joker. Batman actually stabs him in the chest in the last episode. Stabs him in the chest and you're like, oh, he's dead. And then in the last panel they say, oh, he's not dead, he's alive. Like a big cop-out. Also hilarious. At the end of the last issue, there's this panel called Golden Rules for Robin's Regulars. And as you can see from the readiness, obedience, brotherhood, industriousness, and nationalism. And it's just very, it's like a guy helping a man cross the street, and the man says, thank you very much for helping an old man across the street. I'd like to repay you for it. And he says, oh no, I couldn't take any of your money because I'm a Robin's regular. Be a Robin regular by being regular. It's just a weird end of the... It's just weird. So really, in conclusion, the stories in here, except for really the Joker one, are pretty much crap, let's be honest. But, I mean, I like them because, you know, they're the first of, you know, they're the original. And it's interesting to go through and see, you know, what has changed, you know, the Batmobile, obviously. You know, it'll be interesting. They have about 10 volumes of these, and I'll probably get the second one sometime down the line, and it will be interesting reading through and seeing, you know, the changes. And it's also convenient because, you know, Batman #1, here's the, if I can find the cover in here, here it is, Batman #1, to buy this issue, you know, I mentioned issue 19, $125, whatever I saw it as. Issue 1 of Batman in good or near mint condition sells for $1 million. So, you know, $125, it's a lot of money, but it's doable. $1 million, not doable, which is why I'm glad there are these. And I look forward to getting more. Actually, and I just thought I'd say more reviews coming up. There are going to be some text ones, and then there's actually going to be... So, I realize I've been doing, you know, kind of straight reviews of things that are, you know, good or at least average. I'm going to do a review next week of something really terribly crappy. This album's a piece of shit. So, I'll review that, have some fun with that, and maybe do some more video reviews. So, thanks for watching.